The perfect time to shotgun a Bang energy
Hi.
drink.
Welcome to All Nerds Here. Allegedly, episode 5 of our mass all play.
Yeah.
Varsity Hues, issue 15, Green Eyed Monster. Alex, who are you? Who are you playing?
Hi everyone, I'm Alex. My pronouns are he, him, and I will be playing Fliodhas, whose pronouns are she, her. She is the Gladiator playbook.
Simon.
Hi, I'm Simon. My pronouns are he, she, they. I am playing Manny Moreno, whose pronouns are he, him, who is the transformed.
Charu.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rue. My pronouns are she, her. I play Tanvi, whose pronouns are she, he, and he is the redeemed.
Viditya, you're muted.
And I'm
Oh
Kevin,
no! Okay, here I am.
the GM. There's
I'm gonna introduce myself. God damn it!
Do it.
My name is
He's gonna
Viditya.
buffer
Guess
by the
it's
time
you
you
here.
finish.
Kevin's fucking
Viditya.
frozen. He can't stop me. Hey everybody, I'm Viditya. I use he/him pronouns, and I am playing Rodasi, who uses she/her pronouns. And she is playing the Legacy, and her superhero name is Orbital. And then you got Kevin.
Oh, no.
This game is GM-less
and I'm
now.
Kevin. I'm playing Frozone.
Damn it! So close.
We were so close.
We see you move.
Oh, there you are. Okay, you're moving again.
Do I have to introduce myself for a fourth time? Here. Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm playing Frozone or Bobby Iceman or I don't. Yeah, I'm the GM. Allegedly.
What's Bobby's last name? What's his actual?
Iceman.
No.
Yeah, Bobby Iceman.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
That's his Christian name.
That's his
Yeah.
Christian name. Professor
Isn't
X
he
was
Jewish?
like, "Oh,
Isn't that
it's
why it's
perfect."
Iceman?
Bobby Iceman.
Iceman is his confirmation name.
Oh my god.
Ah,
Bobby Drake. That's his name. Okay.
yes, Bobby Drake.
I like Iceman.
Iceman's a good hero. Yeah. Who's your favorite hero, Alex? Who's your favorite X-Men?
Nightcrawler?
Good
But
choice.
like
good
mostly
answer.
from the cartoon and the Sega Genesis game.
Yeah.
Oh, so not like
I
bisexual
don't like-
pirate Nightcrawler.
I haven't like read a lot of actual stuff with Nightcrawler in it, and I assume that they probably don't do it very well, at least some of the time.
Some
I think
weird
it's
ones.
pretty good.
Is it good?
He's
Yeah,
pretty good in the
he's like a
comics.
swashbuckling
I'm
pirate man
prepared to be
half the time.
surprised.
In the movies, they made him Mr. Jesus. So
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a little much. Yeah.
In the comics, he wants to fuck Wolverine and Storm.
Ooh.
and he uses cutlasses.
Yeah, I need that.
That's fun.
Simon, who's your favorite X-Men?
Well, when I was a kid, it was probably Colossus or Wolverine.
Uh-huh.
Because they're great, and also Colossus does the roar in the arcade game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The iconic.
Great animation.
Yeah.
Because it hits in all directions. It's the best.
I honestly I really like Jubilee.
Jubilee,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I loved her run in the mid '90s where she does the like character development thing with Wolverine, where she goes on a road trip revenge quest against the people that
I
attacked
do
her
remember
parents,
Mhm.
and she learns how to use her like path color sprays to like
Mhm.
seriously injure people, and has to learn about restraint and like cold-blooded killing.
Damn.
Damn.
Holy shit.
It
George.
whipped. That series
That's cool.
whipped.
Now that we know everybody's favorite X-Men, everybody who matters. Let's get to the game.
I fucking knew it.
Zoom's gonna bully you again for this, Kevin.
This is karma. This is your payment.
Now you'll never know. gotta live with not knowing who my
We have
favorite
to leave something
Viditya,
to
who's your
vamp with
favorite X-Men?
for
This is
later.
legally
is.
obligated.
For later. Yeah, you'll learn at the end of the episode if you stick
Stay
around.
tuned.
The answer probably won't surprise you. Now that I think about it, but
Cyclops.
Gotta drop
No.
hints throughout the show, and
Yeah.
then our viewers can do a cipher at the end to figure it out.
Mhm.
We're gonna drop a poll of who you think Viditya's favorite X-Men is. It's I don't know, the one who the mimic one that Wolverine was gay for.
Morph?
Morph, yeah, it's either
What?
it's Morph.
The guy who dies in the first episode of the cartoon.
yeah,
That was rough.
it's Morph, or it's Morph as Wolverine, or it's Morph as Cyclops, or it's Morph as Rogue.
Uh-huh.
Those are the options for your poll.
Those are my options, but it's always more. That's pretty funny.
Y'all are doing some community service since you're the community service club.
Right.
Alex, Fliodhas, what's the community service this week?
I had to go first for the last thing. We are. What's
That's what
a
happens when you're on my
fun
left, also.
one? I think there's some very audacious graffiti has been done like all up and down the side of a museum or something. And it's graffiti is cool. I guess I'm trying to think of a way. Yeah. But the graffiti is all anti
Anti-powers?
yeah, there we go. Sure. We're tying it back into the plot. Yeah. It's they were going to open a new wing of the museum that is like devoted to the history of powered people in this region.
Ooh.
And is like highlighting a couple of lesser known local heroes. And somebody didn't like that, so they've just been doing all sorts of nasty graffitis that we are helping to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's
there's
like
like
power
artifacts
motif off.
from your home world and stuff from when Orbital opened up the bridge.
Ooh.
And like in that scene, like we see you're on the street, you're like cleaning up, and we see in the background where usually there's just normal humans. Now there's a bunch of other people that look just like Fliodhas walking around because their spaceship has decided to hang around because gas is expensive and they don't want to fly
Yes.
back too
That's
soon.
right.
Oh yeah.
So they are just hanging about. They are just
That's
walking
nice.
around down Sunset Avenue of Sunset City in Southern California.
Nice. In that case, I think Fliodhas is definitely like showing off while clearing off the graffiti. Like she has a sponge in each hand, and she's just like using her hops power to do like big like leaps and like flips and stuff. Like it's not actually that efficient because it's like trailing along the wall and losing most of the soap off the sponge immediately. But like it looks cool.
Manny, what's it look like when how do you help like clean up the graffiti? What do we see on the page in this panel? Describe
Manny
to the-
is notably like not using his powers at all. He's like very self-conscious. Because of everything that happened last issue. And B, because like we're in the doghouse right now, and so I think he's worried like, oh, if I use my powers, like it's gonna go wild and I'm gonna like blow up half of this museum or something. I don't know. So he's like, I think just doing the bat thing, like hanging upside down and like scrubbing a really hard to reach point. Like he's hanging off like one of the risers and like kind of swinging over and like dejectedly scrubbing away at something with earbuds in.
Right. Rodasi, this is all your fault. So, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm going back to my. I have no conditions, which is fun. So I'm gonna go back to my labels real quick because it's like thinking about like would I be using my powers or would I not be? I think I'm like kind of in the middle. I'm also like nose to the grindstone, like just helping out. But I think I'm like specifically trying to instill goodwill into the community. So maybe like I'm in my orbital costume with the community service T-shirt on top of it.
Of course.
Oh my god.
Of course you
So
are.
I would like to propose that your sister had taken your costume after she picked you up out of
Ooh.
jail. So you have taken that back, is the implication?
No,
that you'd
no,
like to- No?
I like that. I
Okay.
like that it's taken away. Oh shit. Okay, then what I've done is I've taken my community service shirt and I've spray painted the orbital logo on it.
Oh my
Front and
god.
back.
You've graffitied in order to clean up graffiti.
Yeah,
You've
it's-
become the thing you hate.
no, it's
It's
like a
ironic.
metaphor. It's ironic. It's oh, I love that I don't have my
Or you could be wearing like a T-shirt and you've like put a giant patch on like
Yeah.
a denim jacket or something.
mm-hmm. I like that actually. I like kind of having a jacket.
So you have the community service T-shirt up front,
Mhm.
party in the front,
Party in the-
business in the
in the
back, vice
yeah.
versa.
And like, you know, maybe isn't being super actually no, I mean I think she's really using her powers, but not like trying to be showy about it, but more like very helpful, you know what I mean? Like where like probably kind of just has like a bucket of water near Manny, it's just kind of floating there to make sure, because you know he's upside down, don't want it. It's like, here, that's just available for you, and is like kind of working, has like a few different scrubbers kind of going around using her little powers and stuff like that. So that's kind of what it is. So nothing super impressive, but very clearly she's trying to like be a symbol of orbital for the community service club.
Tanvi, when's the last time you tagged up the building? You're a
Oh.
degenerate.
You're a
You're
delinquent, degenerate.
Delinquent, I think is what
It's
you
the
meant
word
to
you were
say.
looking.
No, I meant degenerate.
Wow.
You did.
Functionally, what's the difference?
Different
Say it.
issues come to mind personally.
No, we're on issue 15.
God, I don't know when the last time Tanvi would have tagged up a place.
You can also do it like casually, right? Like it doesn't need to be like a whole.
You can
thing.
do it right now.
I've seen a bunch of people just like right outside my window, just like go with like a marker and just like do, and then just walk off. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it was broad daylight.
Yeah, I feel like she probably hasn't done anything big, because she's like, this is probably just gonna be what we have to clean up later, and that's gonna suck. I'm not gonna clean up my own tags. So yeah, that actually makes sense that she would just do like little things. I think she's doing the sticker thing. She's just sticking stickers
She's a
everywhere.
sticker tagger. Oh, that's really cute.
Nice.
Can I-
Oh yeah,
Coward.
you bomb up on mailing labels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go down to the post office, grab a bunch of those, attack it with paint markers, and then just
Mhm.
slam it on whatever you want.
Yeah.
This is when no way took Tanvi
Hypothetically
seriously as a
speaking,
supervillain.
is something that you could do that I wouldn't happen to know anything about.
No one.
No, it's not like
ever
super
sticks
easy to
stickers.
get started into sticker bombing. Like,
Yeah, totally
Really,
not.
just even just like good Sharpies can take you a long way.
She only uses micron pens to draw her
Sakura
stickers.
microns? It's like sandblasting a soup cracker.
Yeah. Oh
Tanvi,
no.
how are
that's
you
a
helping
good-
clean up this graffiti?
God, I think she's using her powers a little bit. I think she's like frustrated. So she's just taking her like frustration out on this and
So are
cleaning
you
it up.
sandblasting this wall?
Like,
Is that what you mean?
yeah, like I
Do you
think
have
she's doing it
geokinesis?
in
Kinda
like
good.
an inefficient way. Like she's taking like a rock or like giant rocks and just kind of like throwing it at the building, so it kind of grinds it away, but in a just the most inefficient way. Like she's been in this corner for ages. And it
Right.
mostly just looks like there are chalk marks all over the place.
I feel like I would scold is a not the right word, but I think I would maybe all like, hey, Tanvi, come on.
I think we
put
get
a little
all
bit more
this-
effort into
You're like
this.
trying to pumice the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
We got all this in like one panel, one like pretty big on
Yeah.
the page panel, but it's like it's from the perspective of the wall. So like the panel has like a bunch of the graffiti, and you're looking, and like beyond that is y'all. So like if the wall was glass instead of a solid
I
brick
see.
wall,
Mm-hmm.
we get you, and then beyond that we see the school bus, on top of which Mr. Koa is sitting, and next to Mr. Koa is somebody, and like sort of a nice like brown and beige suit with big fancy cowboy boots, wearing a big hat and a big hat, and like they're kind of flirting. They're obviously like flirting. There's like a little heart, like kind of and kissy like things like going between them. Like the little editor's note says TV kid.
Wait, it says what?
TV kid.
Kid.
Kid with two D's. I don't know. Like, y'all seem hung up on this. I thought you would be starting up.
No,
And,
sorry. I
like
guess
y'all,
Introduced romances and expect us not to sit up and take notice.
sure. Y'all, like we get a couple more panels of y'all having like social, like sort of go back and forth, cleaning up this wall, and then like in the background as we see like the cityscape, big fucking explosion.
Oh,
Okay.
There's smoke rising up. They're all the people in the background and the both human and alien alike, powered and unpowered, are starting to run and clear the streets behind y'all, and we're still like getting this perspective of like from the wall, but the graffiti is like sort of moved beyond like out of the frame. What do you
Oh
do?
my god. Rodasi would probably
What's your
just-
reaction look like?
What's my what?
What's your reactions look like?
Oh. Rodasi will jump. I think will jump into action. She's kind of, ready to prove herself. Her savior is at like 3, so her whole entire thing now is, I think, just I gotta be a hero. So she'll like jump into action, but I'd be interested in everybody else's immediate reaction before I kind of.
What does it look like as you jump into action? Like, what's that panel?
In like the immediate moment, don't go too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hark, the bat signal.
Oh yeah.
You
I
rip your
think
shirt
it's,
open,
like,
expecting your suit to be there, and it's not.
ooh,
You Superman it just to, I don't know, bare chest.
just to not have to do that.
A
I think-
camisole, probably.
Yeah, you probably have something there, but like,
I think like a bunch of stuff drops as she like kind of like turns around and almost like starts to fly away. Like her mind immediately goes to that, and like other
Nice.
things just start to like all the stuff that she was kind of keeping floating, so it's easy for us to have things access to. So it's just started to drop. It's like that immediate. Her attention is elsewhere. Like she's now like ready to just zoom off.
That's I think if it's all right with you, maybe we see you going, and then Flois's hand reaches up like from the bottom of the panel
Yeah.
and like grabs your foot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it comes into the panel, like you're
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
pulling me like out of my superhero pose.
And then we
Yeah.
get a shot like from your perspective down at her, so it's like this really ridiculous angle, and she just like cocks her head over towards Mr. Koa, and she says like, "By the book this time."
Oh, that's really good.
and like as like sort of the attention is drawn to Mr. Kova and TV Kid are looking at y'all very intently.
Mm.
They are not distracting.
Yeah,
we
Manny
get,
flaps down, and he's like, "What are you doing?
Sorry.
We're on probation."
Yeah.
And not all of us have diplomatic immunity like I do. So
I think I was reminded.
New information to everybody else.
Rodasi like definitely kind of just floats down, kind of meets everybody and goes, "Yeah, you're right. My bad." and she's just like very uncomfortable. I think she's like maybe there's like even a panel of just her fidgeting, like.
Oh.
Yeah, Manny gets surprised by that and is like, "Whoa, wait, you're just giving up like that? Usually you do this whole thing where you're like, no, we gotta save the city because it's our duty, because we're heroes, and that's what we do." He's like trying to like posing, trying to do
Yeah.
like his best Rodasi impression.
Oh, that's really good.
Like whatever the
I'm
background
not
is
giving a
of like
speech.
Rodasi's usually like pose, like it's behind Manny for this.
Right, in like a little
Oh, that's
hazy
really fun.
outline.
Yeah.
That's good. I
that's-
think Tanvi also kind of started running in that direction a little bit because I think she's just been like fidgeting and like we haven't done anything remotely in this direction. And I think she does though stop. Like she like runs and uses her geokinesis to kind of give her like an extra, like as if she's running on, you know, those at the airport they have those like flat ass escalators.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's really
Yeah,
smart.
conveyor
like
belt.
You
Yeah.
like move the ground under you.
So that she's just like
Yeah.
zooming past, and then notices that Rodasi isn't flying next to her, which
Like
is what
literally.
she would expect, and then like is halfway down the street and is just like, "Hello, are we doing this?"
Jumping into action or
Rodasi looks up at Mr. Koa, and there's like, I think there's
That
like
blank jellyfish. emoji.
yeah. I like the idea
So
that we
hard
have
to
like
read.
a shot reverse shot like paneling of like
Yeah.
this like silent communication that's happening between them, but it's just like this blank jellyfish that keeps cutting between them. As Rodasi is like looking for anything, right? Like oh god. And if he says nothing, then she'll just kind of like look back over at Manny, a little defeated, like, yeah, you're right, we are heroes, and we need to protect people, but that also means knowing when and where to help, and sometimes that means waiting to be called into action.
As this is happening, like it's still the same perspective. The cityscape's in the background.
Yeah.
There's like green lasers shooting through the air. There's like explosions. There's like
Oh,
you
yeah,
see
it's
like the little
awesome.
zoomies of superheroes, like little gnats in the distance, having this big fight.
Jeez.
Real Miss Marvel type panel design.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, can I call? Would it be weird? I want to call the Sunset City Sentinels. Like, I want to call my sister. I'm like, you know what? If nobody's
Oh,
showing
good.
up, like, maybe I'll just be like, it's not our place, but, and like, I think I just start dialing like, like a direct line to my sister.
that's
Yeah.
cute.
Well, yeah, we haven't seen how she responds to the miss that you rolled on your legacy feature.
Oh my god, yeah. She absolutely fucking
Mhm.
hates me.
We kind of did, but like not.
Yeah, like we
Yeah,
have like oh wait, no, she's the one who took my. I think this is also
you
like
took
a
your
little
costume.
I think this is
right?
also like a little
Yeah.
passive aggressive of me to be all like, hey. Well, first, does it go through? Is I think the.
We get like a couple panels like just like that back to back, like 1-to-1 shot.
Yeah.
You and then the phone, like ring. It's a lot of rings, and then picks up, and then it's like a hologram because it's fucking comic books and shit.
Sure. Yeah.
Like that pops up from your phone, and she's obviously in a fight right now.
Ah, damn it.
Do we do the like Iron Man? It's like the head in the suit with
Yeah.
little pop-ups. Like, what are you calling me at work? Kind of.
Yeah,
I love that.
her nose is busted, lips split,
Oh my god.
got a real hot like scar over the eye.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
All of that'll go away by next issue.
Oh my god.
Go away by the end of the issue. Honestly.
Yeah.
It'll go away and then come back when it's convenient, and then go away.
We're not giving our artists any credit. It's really what it sounds like. Hey.
And then big, huge, like you get HE out, it's like a
Yeah.
dash, and then what? Just like huge across the page.
So,
Like maybe we see you like I don't know if you are startled, like we get like the little
100%,
vibration lines around you, like a
yeah.
little jump.
I see you're busy. Sorry, I wasn't sure. There's just an issue here, and you took away my costume, so I thought I would call the active duty orbital to maybe take care of something. I'm just like starting to get as many words out as possible as I think the cool
We get that like from perspective of the other three, like you three are watching this call happen and like
Yeah.
sort of standing together like opposite of Rodasi, and then suddenly a body seems to fly from out of frame and hit the brick wall where all the graffiti is, crash into it, and like there's just the crater of a hole where a person has flown through.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh god.
Jeez.
that is just like, it's graffiti now. We can get involved, and like starts like doing some, like trying to pull the person out, and she's like, this is under our jurisdiction. I think she's yelling that as she's like going towards it.
Like you're running, but you see I see like a finger pointed at Mr. Koa. Like,
This is under our jurisdiction now. This is the area we're in charge of.
I love that. Rude.
She has the sticker out. My name is Tanvi. Stay calm. Like a badge.
You,
I'm a part
you
of
like
the
approach this hole in the
community
wall.
service club.
Just holding up your wallet like I'm in the FBI.
I'm a Sailor Scout. Don't be calm.
This is official CSC duty. Like you just.
She's saying all
You
sorts of
approach
things
this-
because she doesn't remember what you like, what acronyms you actually have for the club. She's just throwing out whatever she can think of.
Tanvi, from like we follow you and you walk up to this gaping hole in the side of the museum, and like a hand like grabs like some of the bricks, exposed brick, and climbs out. And we see a pretty like Dorito shaped person, like barrel chest, small tiny waist, long legs, long in like a green and white suit, and he's got like a bubble helmet on. He's got a jetpack. He's got like a retro futuristic back jetpack. And folks who have been following us will know this is Dr. Jettison, who was teased in an alternate cover of a previous issue, who was edited out in the edit. He didn't make it into the issue, but now he has shown up. This is Dr. Jettison. We get that in the editor's note. Sorry, young lady. I didn't mean to ruin your little art project here. You can, and he like takes out a business card and holds it out with two hands. You can call this number and they will reimburse you, and like they will make sure to help work with you to restore your performance art project.
Performance or your interpretive
And then-
dance with this wall. Then he grabs a hold. She's like, "Oh, you look injured. I should help you out here. I'm also," and she like starts. I don't know, doing.
Oh,
like,
I
some
know,
little
you're such a
tricks.
big fan. Here, and takes out like a photo that's already pre-autographed, hands it to you, and like starts the jet off. You let him go.
Is this a Silver Age hero?
Yeah.
This is a fucking boomer in a spacesuit.
Yeah.
That's so good.
You have fun with your clock app. I'm leaving.
Oh my god.
I think she just yells out, "What's that, Dr. Jettison?" Wait, what is it? Dr. Jettison? Is
Yeah,
that what-
Dr. Jettison.
You need our help with you? Of course we'll help you. Like as he's flying away.
Oh,
Wow. Amazing.
We cut to the same panel from Rodasi's one-to-one shots.
Yeah.
Just Mr. Coast to exact same panel.
Exact same panel. Oh
Amazing.
my god.
Both emblematic and budget friendly.
oh my god, is his first name Thomas?
Thomas Jefferson.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It is now.
Wow.
I
It
almost
says it on
said
the business
Jefferson
card.
because of the way.
When he said hello earlier, it was spelled H-E, or no, H-U-L-L-O-U. Hello.
Hello. Oh. God. Rodasi looks over at Tanvi. He asked us to go help him. A professional hero needs aid from us.
Yep, it was weird. I'm going. We, and then
To,
wait,
to
she's
clarify,
like-
this is drawn that Rodasi is earnestly asking, and Tanvi is lying through his
Lying.
teeth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
A real hero asked us? Yes.
And then-
We get like
I think
a
she-
very
oh, go ahead.
very small like speech bubble of a little cough, like a little clear in the throat. Cuts back to Mr. Koa, looking at all of you, and like it's a couple panels of just the same face looking at you, and he is like non-verbally trying to shift your labels.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
He's trying to push your
Okay,
superior
amazing.
down and your mundane up.
That's really fucking funny. But hey, I am 100% on board for that. That sounds exactly what's happening. Is he keeps looking at me. The silent treatment is working wonders. I fucking. Oh my god. So hold on.
Particularly aiming at Rodasi and Tanvi, who seem the most eager to go help, because
Yeah.
Manny and Fliodhas seem perfectly content to stay here.
I think I was probably also like starting to move. So I wouldn't mind getting hit by that as well, especially because I want
Yeah,
to reject
okay.
it.
Sure.
So I can. What do I need to
Yeah,
do?
you either take the label shift, because like he's saying this is how the world is, this is how it works, and this is your place in it, this is who you are, right?
Yeah.
You're either like, yes, I agree with that, or you say no, in which case you need to roll,
What do I?
and it's a flat roll,
It's just a flat roll.
just a
Okay.
flat roll. On the sheet, if you click reject influence, it should just give
On the
you a flat
bottom
2d6.
left.
Oh, reject influence. Okay. I haven't rejected a shift yet. So.
Yeah. Tanvi will definitely be rejecting that.
Yeah, we're all like, no. Oh. All right. Well, Fliodhas hits, but we do not.
Yeah.
I cannot.
So if you missed, their words hit you hard. You mark a condition, and the GM shifts your labels.
Ouch.
But Alex holds
Yeah.
to Fliodhas
Do
holds
we
to
want to
his
do yours first or mine first? Do you think? I guess we'll do mine.
Yeah.
So I think she sort of like strides forward up to him. She's in legendary mode. She's feeling great. So she kind of like is in like a very jovial, friendly mood. Like, you know, that it's probably a little more than she even should be with him being like our advisor. And she says like, look, obviously not everyone's going to be able to go over there, but I think you know, I've just been talking with my parents up on the spaceship, and you know, it turns out I have diplomatic immunity, so apparently I can just go and it'll be fine. And so yeah, I think it's gonna work out. Don't need to worry about me. It's all gonna be great. And I will just start.
Well, if you have your
Like-
parents' permission.
Yeah. Oh, he's into it, huh?
It's very deadpan.
I have a signed permission slip.
Yeah.
That says I can fight evil.
It's very like the whole scene is very much like, I'm not gonna stop you, but like I will not encourage this, and there
Right.
will probably be consequences
Yeah.
from me or
100%.
administration or whatever. Like he's primarily reminding y'all of consequences if you decide to go against
Right.
what the probation y'all are.
Cool. I have decided that I am immune to consequences, so I
Yes.
just I snap him off a cheery little salute, And I start heading off.
Big leaps.
Yeah, boing, out of frame.
So
But
we
Tanvi and Rodasi have to tell us like how you're rejecting this push on your personality, and as a result of it, like it ends up hitting you harder, and Kevin gets to make a move because it's a miss.
Yeah.
Rodasi is definitely like, no, but you don't understand. Like, I get probation is probation. We were working alone, but now like a professional hero is asking for our help. Like, shouldn't that trump like school rules? Like now we're it's not just our own joyride, it's real service, you know.
Mhm.
Is kind of, but she's just like kind of yelling out at him. I imagine we're both Tanvi and Ritzy are
As
yelling
even
at
now,
him.
Talking
like
at the
it's
same
probably like
time.
Yeah, just like just an entire panel over at bubbles, just yelling at him.
They're, like,
it's probably
in
a
front of each
long
other.
panel in profile of like the
Uh-huh.
bus on one side and y'all like there, and
Yeah,
like
just
a couple of those, and like he hops off the bus and he's like walking towards you as you're like having this explanation, and
Yeah.
he like with his tentacles, like 2 tentacle arms, like reaches down and like hikes up some like non-existent pants as like a like sort of gesture like carried on from before he became a jellyfish
Yeah.
person,
Amazing.
and like gets real close up in your face, and like the text bubble is big but the actual font is small.
Oh.
Vioma, you don't gotta lie to me.
Damn. Ooh.
You're smart enough to know you could do what you want. There are going to be consequences, not just for you.
That part really, I feel like that's not just for you, is like in bold, like
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, that's good.
that it's cutting.
And then he like kind of steps back, gives you space, and like
Yeah. Oh my god.
I think Thanvi pipes up at this point, and is like, Rosie isn't lying to you. I told her that we're being asked to help, and we are. Look, there are consequences, and she's like starting to get riled up. She's like, look, yeah, you're right. There are consequences. There are consequences right now, and she like points to the gigantic like hole that was left behind by the person. She's like, I don't know, we can't even clean that area anymore. There's a giant hole in this museum, and there's buildings going down right now. So I guess I'll take the suspension or whatever school consequence you're worried about, but our town is getting attacked, so I'm going.
That's being a hero.
Yeah.
sort of like sidles over to you.
Yeah, I think Dondi like kind of squares up as much as she can, or tries
Yeah,
to
she
like.
Mhm. Thumby's tall, like Thumby.
Face to jelly.
Yeah, you're probably
Face
like
jelly
equal
face.
height, and consequences, not just for you.
Yep. Consequences for this town too. I'm thinking about them.
They say deep down they would never change, so we'll see. Mhm.
Yeah. That would make you market conditions. for
Yeah.
this.
To take a powerful blow from that sick burn.
Jesus Christ.
We'll be selfish and like act like and do what you want. Well, that's what villains do. That's what he's saying.
Ooh, that's perfect, because out of the few conditions I have not marked yet, angry is one of them, and that's the one I was looking at.
Nice.
That both of you mark conditions and your labels shift
Ooh.
Mhm.
as
Oh, I was
Kevin
gonna
wants.
ask, does our label shift anyway?
Yeah, they do. I think as per failing, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
Mhm.
Savior goes down and mundane goes up.
Okay.
And we mark a condition. I'm gonna mark.
Oh,
guilt.
Savior goes down. Whoops.
Yeah, he wanted you not to go.
Instead of being angry about it, I think it really.
Is it more like
Oh no, I think I said
danger
superior.
down and Savior up?
Oh.
I think my reasoning, I think I said superior because you think you're better than the people who like the adult
Mm.
heroes. And you think you're the best there is, and like you think you're like sort of better than adults.
Oh,
It's like,
superior. Okay.
Yeah, he's trying to
Gotcha.
push your superior down. Like, no, you need to know your place, and like you need to realize that you don't always know best. So superior
Right.
was going down.
Okay.
Hughes
Nice.
made up was his attempt
So it sounds like Tanvi is gonna go and join.
because he doesn't really doubt that y'all could make a difference. Is the thing.
Right.
Okay.
And he's not going to stop us. He's just like, you need to accept what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think Rodasi's gonna like look at Manny. So I kind of want to know like what's Manny's reaction to like this whole conversation that's going on, like this whole situation.
Yeah, I think Manny's been like looking back and forth between everyone. And like it's clear like he wants to do something, but he's making himself really small of like holding his little hands together, just kind of like wringing them. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to get in trouble. I'm already in like, you've seen this when like kids have like just gotten yelled at, and just sort of like the next however long, like an hour or so, are just sort of like, okay, I'm gonna be really conscious about what I'm saying and what I'm doing because I don't want to touch the hot stove again.
Exactly.
And everything could be a hot stove. I don't know what is, right? Like, I could do the littlest thing and that could set you off. Is kind of the way that he's drawn. So he's like, he like when Rodasi is like, I'm going, like he looks over at you nervously, like, oh my god, are you gonna get away with this?
Right.
So he's like he's looking expectantly to you, almost like, tell me what to do, you know?
I think because I think maybe she succumbs to it. I think like a part of what it means is like, I think she like looks over at Manny and says, Tanvi and Fliodhas are great reinforcements. We should be here. Maybe we'll help clean up the building so it doesn't collapse. That's already here. And then I kind of like shoot a glance over at Mr. Cohen and says, that's still in our jurisdiction. And make sure that, maybe we can help people get out of the blast zone where we are. How does that sound, Manny? We'll stay here. Is really what it is. It's like, we're not going to run off. We're going to stick to our wall, basically.
He looks confused at you, like, are you sure? I mean, you're the club leader, and usually you go off and you're the one leading the charge and everything. You don't gotta stay back here because you feel bad for me. I think like there's a little asterisk that says see issue 14.
Yeah, like we just have one big misunderstanding between the two of us, constantly foaming backward. Rodasi's like, I think it's like, again, she's like, I don't feel like, and then stops, like, and is like, I may be the leader of the community service club, but I like, we, and again, it's like, she's really trying to find these words. Like, I think like, she's like, I don't, and then maybe kind of gives up and says, I don't think I deserve to be a leader, really, if anything, as she kind of like walks away and like is picking up some rubble, like just as all like,
Dang.
It's like, I don't know what you want. Like, oh, it's like, oh, you Manny keeps saying things that like cut to her, like cut her deep, and it's like, you didn't mean it that way, Manny. But
Right,
Jesus
right.
Christ. Ugh.
Yeah, that's good. Like you like have this panel of you walking away, and he's like watching you, kind of like staring. I think the panel is like him, like watching you go, and then smaller panel him kind of like staring, like, what did I say? Kind of like, and with Mr. Koa and TV Kid and like in this on the kind of in the background,
Yeah.
just watching, and then same panel. He looks down. He looks kind of determined, and then same panel. He like runs after you, like, "Hey, wait!" And is like kind of running, reaching out.
Oh. Oh yeah. I mean, I think that's.
And I think
like-
that's like where we transition.
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
like that's where we turn the page.
that's where the
Nice.
page
Yeah.
turns.
Tanvi, Fliodhas, big leaps, speedy escalators. Later. We got Adam West Batman transition later. You get to the scene. You're in downtown. Downtown is pretty messed up. Like there are skyscrapers like on their sides. And
Wow.
the streets are rubble and street cars are upturned and stuff. And you see like a bunch of heroes, including Orbital, including Dr. Jettison,
Oh.
Mr. Menace, a reformed villain, all like fighting this huge, like, it's this huge like kaiju like monster that the best way to describe it's just off-brand Godzilla, you know, like
Sure.
the artists really tried and thought about like trying to do something else, but they're like, you know what, no, I could just, like, you know, I really want to draw Godzilla. It's
Like
huge.
on the cusp of the gold and the silver age.
Yeah.
As we're going from like pulp characters to cosmic characters, like someone in the comic shop like had just really gotten into tokusatsu or whatever.
What's the gimmick that like makes it not copyright infringement Godzilla?
It's got feathers.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
it's like a giant feathered lizard kaiju.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sick.
That's
It's like
Okay, what
historically
color is it?
accurate dinosaur kaiju.
good.
And it's got these big, like, super bulging, unsettling eyes.
It's got kind of Shin Godzilla.
Shin
eyes.
Godzilla,
Yeah.
like yeah.
They're like bright, shiny green, and they're shooting off lasers in opposite directions and like sort of doing the like bi-telescoping thing.
Yeah.
And it's screaming, and like its scream obviously like has so much force behind it, it pushes Orbital into a building. And as she's going, and you see like on the ground Academy kids. You see Ellis Academy kids helping out Orbital and the other League members. And then as like we get this all from like from over your shoulders, like another panel of your shoulders together, like standing together, taking in the scene, like a big like sort of, or like a thin like rod seems to cut between the panel, and then into the scene swings a really lithe young person, pretty thin, pretty short. They've got a lot of hair. They've got like really thick, almost like K-pop styled hair. It's like what's it, like that pudding style dye. It's like brown at the roots and bleached blonde at
The bleached
At the end,
ombre, yeah.
big-
Pudding style.
big mutton chops, wearing like this ornamental it's like updated ornamental Chinese armor, but if it was all carbon fiber instead, like updated. And then
Oh,
we
it's
get
this
big, like,
asshole!
splash of, it's
Yes.
big splash of Sun Wukong,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then he points at Fliodhas and Tanvi. Please, for your own safety, like big old grin. Please, for your own safety, move to the side. Get to safety. stay out of our way is like their big emphasis. Like the other things are like he's been taught to say those things, but more what he actually wants you to do is stand their way.
Right. Awesome.
Lois, what's it look like?
Yeah, I think we get there was a reaction shot earlier when we saw the kaiju that was just Lois with like big like Steven Universe star eyes, like, yes, this is why I came to Earth, to punch giant monsters, right?
Yeah.
And then as this is happening, we see her gaze like narrow, except she doesn't have eyes. She had her little tendrils were like in like a little sort of star like pattern, like you can tell that that's what they were going for. And now they kind of like all like point forward at this person
Like
who is
as sharply
Yeah.
as they can.
as sharply as they can for little wigglers. And she's like, oh, this guy. And we get like a shot of her hand like punching into her other hand. 'Cause this is a rival of mine from our backstory.
Do we get like a little very quick like intercut of that backstory?
Yeah.
Like, what's the editor's
Like what's the impetus
back
of
Let's
this rivalry?
say that
Go back
there's
to
a
issue one.
Right.
there's like an inter school like ball game of some kind, and we have a shot of Lois like leaping up like to spike this like, you know, ball as though it was volleyball, but like there's no net or anything. And then the little golden ring on the end of his staff like wraps around her hoof the same way that she grabbed Rodasi's foot earlier, and we see her just getting pulled down out of panel like "Wah!"
No.
And then like a shot of her like lying on the ground with like cracks on the pavement under her as she was just like face down.
Sun Wukong standing over you triumphantly, getting like
Yeah,
cheers and
yeah. The
adoration.
sun rays
Yeah.
all coming from behind him and stuff.
All that glory that you so much crave and deserve.
Right.
See
so I-
Flois fans, Defender of Earth issues 1 through 4.
yes. So I think I turn to Tanvi, and I say like, we need to show this guy up. We need to make this look good. Are you ready?
Tanvi still kind of like looks on what he said, and she's like, "Oh, this is perfect. We can follow what he says and show him up because wherever we go, we make it safe for us." And then she just starts like creating pathways for herself and you.
That's awesome.
And she just like on it to the Sun Wukong person. Like,
That's great.
And we get like this big splash page of like the dynamic duo of you two go like leaping into action, like you going into action, that sort of pose, and then that is where we turn the page to an ad for Jemison's Meats Baja flavored,
oh.
Blast meat.
made with tahine this time.
What?
Oh God.
We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes, y'all. Get your jerky.
Get your jerky.
Jerky. Ooh.
Is it blue?
Jerk chicken. That's jerk chicken Jameson Meats. That's what should have been. You know, chicken jerky.
Okay.
Jerk. Welcome back. I hope you all have your Jemison's jerk chicken jerky at hand. We're in for a treat. Just like Jemison's jerk chicken jerky.
Every time the ad read changes, it's incredible.
It's ever evolving.
Yeah.
This ad page is a mess.
Every issue. It really is. But you know. The Zoomers love it. According to marketing. So that thing we're on the last page, we hyped up that we would be jumping into this fight. That's not what we're doing because we really want to edge you. Rodasi, Manny, what's it look like as y'all are like kind of cleaning up this mess to the MASH theme?
To the MASH theme. I mean, it's not super. I don't think it's.
If you want to lead in, like, probably we get like a little insider moment to Mr. Koa and TV Kid, and TV Kid's like,
yeah.
"Wow, I didn't know you grew up to be such a cop." He's like, "You shut up." Like, fucking, they got in trouble. They got to learn their lessons. Like, wow, like you never fucking did any fucking midnight vigilante.
Right.
You don't know me. You don't want to wear a pin. You don't know where I'm from. Like fucking literally says that shit.
Oh my god.
That's
Fucking
like
nerd.
6 different tentacles waving up like,
Right.
get off me.
Get the fuck up. You can't touch me. Oh my god, Mr. Ko is just like me. Adults
Literally
aren't
me.
actually-
Someone's slowly zooming their phone in on TikTok. Like,
Yeah, Rodasi's just like got Mr. Ko in the background of a video. Literally me.
Got you.
We see like a little jingle, like sort of onomatopoeia. And TV Kid's like, "Well, you're working, and now I gotta go clock in." And she like stands up and starts walking in towards all the commotion.
Oh.
describe TV Kid again.
Yeah, I
TV
need
Kid, non-binary person, uses they/them pronouns. Doesn't have a real name as the audience, as far as the audience or your characters know yet. Pretty medium build frame, like broader shoulders, wide hips, has big fuck off cowboy hat, big earrings, big stunt earrings, big cowboy boots with the spurs, big old belt buckle.
Yeah, apple bottom jeans, boots with the
Yeah.
spurs.
Boots with
Yeah.
the spoon, that's all I
That's
heard.
what it was.
Gun?
No gun.
For some reason, I
No gun.
imagined TV Kid had like a TV for a face.
I also thought, I was about to say, I thought they had a
Yeah,
TV
that's
for
what
a
I
head.
thought too.
Uh-huh. No,
Did we
there's a
all
reason they
think
don't.
that?
Yeah,
TV Kid?
Okay, okay.
There's
No.
a reason they don't.
Saga
Okay.
did that. Fully Cooley did that. Like it's done. There's nowhere to go from there.
It's the Pirate King.
We can't have TV headed people anymore, huh?
No, not for at least 10 years.
We had a screen face person named Corazon Station, so we've already used up our quote.
We've also
right.
done it, yeah. Of course,
Yeah.
the station did it, so.
Right,
Dr.
and
Jettison
Corazon Station
almost
is in the
had-
same universe as the comic line that that Varsity uses.
Yeah.
Rodasi's been there.
God, there's a Corazon Station ad in
There's
the
a
Varsity
billboard.
Hues comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a billboard that's like about to be destroyed as the throws Sun Wukong through it, probably.
Oh, can it have
Yeah.
Prince Ismail on it?
Yeah, of course it has to. And like
Yeah,
Sun Wukong
legally
goes right through the
distinct
nose.
Pris Ismail because they don't want to get sued by the TV network. This is why role-playing games are good, because you
Yeah.
can do bullshit callbacks to your past campaigns.
It would be Prince Ismail because in the meta, his actor was super nice and popular, so
Yeah.
get
Oh,
all the
yeah.
abuelas.
That's right.
Yep.
He
But
would be
he was also the most best written character, so like that's what gets all the fans of the actual show.
This is the most indulgent thing we've ever done.
I love it so
in the
much.
show.
Our crystals are fucking charged. Let's go.
You're charged up. All Memorial Day weekend charging these. Yeah, like I think we watched that. Like I think Manny just like finally catches up to you.
Yeah.
And like we're seeing the fallout from this, right? Like people are
Yeah.
like kind of starting to come this way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like
Um,
where the atmosphere of like the distant horizon would usually be that sort of vaporwave sunset, pink and orange. Now it's like sort of, instead of like that pink, it's starting to go green. So it's like it's not aesthetic anymore because the green and
Right.
orange are not a good color combination.
I think we're having this conversation like a sitcom, where like we're directing traffic while having a little heart to heart.
Oh yeah.
So like you're like helping redirect cars or whatever, and like moving people along, and Manny's like gesturing to people like, "Come on this way."
Yeah.
um,
I'm like, as rubble like comes tumbling towards, I just kind of stop it and like.
you're
kinda,
catching it and moving it off to
catching
the
it.
side, right?
Like, okay. And we're having a little conversation. I think. Is it okay if I say that Manny kind of has to break the silence? Because
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. It's like you're in your work, and he's like, "Look, I
Isn't
didn't
that
mean it
wicked
like
rich?
that.
What do you mean?
It's just, I'm sorry. It's he. I don't think he knows. I don't think he fully gets it. He might have to like work towards piercing your mask about like what is your deal. Like, I don't know what's wrong. Every time we've talked for like the last week, I just feel like I say the wrong thing.
Oh, he's like, no, Manny, you. It's not that you're saying the wrong thing. It's you're saying the right stuff, and it's hard to. It's hard to. She's not pausing this much, but I'm trying to figure out the right words. It's like
Yeah.
you're not saying you're saying the right things, and it's hard to confront. Is kind of what she's saying. It's like, I don't know. It's or okay. This is what she's like. She's like, it's sad to hear you say these things, is what it really is, right? It's not that you're saying the wrong things. It's that you're saying these things at all. It is the final answer. is that's the meaning behind it.
Right.
Wow.
I think he takes that like hotly because he's angry, he's hopeless, and he's insecure right now. So it's like already on edge.
Oh.
And I think he's like dodges out of the way of a flying like a mailbox or something. It's like, well, maybe I shouldn't say anything at all.
No. No, as like I think
We're doing this.
yeah, like Rodasi like
Make me
you
go
know
on
catches
the
a
top.
car that like has some people in it, and she like puts it down and like opens the door. It's like, no, you don't understand. It's like, just come on through.
Right.
No, I want you to tell me these things. I mean, like that's what you said about me being a leader. That's exactly the issue. Is that I wasn't listening to you. I wasn't listening to any of you. I wasn't listening to the people in charge, and I put you in danger, Manny. I put all of us in danger, and I know you're a strong kid, and I know that you can take care of yourself, but. And she like kind of doesn't know what to say after that, you know.
Yeah, and he sees that you're like struggling to find the right words, and so I'm gonna angle for a move here. He's like pushing some people along, like people that are like lollygagging, like, whoa, they got their phones out and they're trying to take pictures, and he's like pushing them off panel while yelling back at you, like, hang on, it's just okay. Maybe I'm being a little dramatic. It's just, I don't have people in my corner the way that you do. You know, like you have everything going for you. You have a family, you have money, you have a legacy. You don't have fur. You can wear shoes. You don't have to put gauze in your ears every night because You can hear the sound of every person snoring on the block. You get to be normal at the end of the day, and I just don't. You have so much going for you that I don't know how you don't see it. He's like trying to comfort and support you.
That's
in a way.
interesting. Okay.
Like, do you think I need to push that a little further, or?
I think because what I like about this is that I would actually say it feels like you're maybe provoking me almost, right? Like it's or there's like because she's currently got guilty checked, so
Yeah.
I think she's hearing this as like almost a damnation of her character. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's like, you're right. Like, oh my god, I have all these things. Like, I'm taking it wrong. Like, she's like, you're right. Like, oh, I feel awful. On top of everything, it's like I get to just make these problems, but at the end of the day, I can just be like a normal person. But you're dealing with so much more on top of what I can't see. So I actually think it's making her feel maybe worse.
Oh yeah.
Not in like in a bad way, right? But in like
You're making it worse in the good way.
No, sorry.
Not
What I meant-
intentionally, I think is what you.
Yes,
Right,
yeah.
Okay.
Like I think we're still kind of have our wires crossed. I think we're still talking about different things a little bit. Or it's like getting closer where Rodasi's like, oh my god, like Manny, I never want. She's like, I'm really sorry that's how you feel, and like I really wish I've never like thrown that at you. I mean, I remember, like I knew you before you were like this, and I and ever since you changed, I've always felt, I guess you're right, like I felt bad for you. I wanted to be there to help you. When you came and joined the community service club, I was happy that I could be a person in your life to support you, to help you out. And if I'm throwing that in your face instead, I apologize so much. And she's also just, I think there's just like I think Julie just punches a fucking boulder and it shatters.
Right. It just explodes. Yeah.
Or even better, she's now like turned to you and a boulder just slams into her back and just
it explodes on her. Yeah, she literally shields him from something because you're invincible, right?
Yeah.
So it hits you and it like just splinters. Yeah. I love that because I think he like looks up at you because you're drawn with the weird lighting, like backlighting you. So you're like, that's the super heroic pose where you're like shielding from the metaphorical, like all the things that are coming at him, and he's looking up at you like a Frank Frazetta painting of like. I think that's where you're comforting and supporting me.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good.
I haven't been there for you. I haven't been a good friend. I'm so sorry, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. Okay,
I think that's it.
Roll plus mundane. Oh, thanks, Mr. Koa.
At the one time we don't have our mundanes all at -2.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I still.
Mine for the first time I think has popped up to a +1. It's always been a 0 or something. That's a 9. That's a hit.
Yeah, I hear you. I mark potential clear condition or shift labels if I open up to you. I will be opening up to
Manny?
you. What's that?
I have influence. I do have influence over Manny.
You get +1 to that then.
Oh, that's a 10.
That's a 10.
total.
That's a 10.
Hey.
So we add a team to the pool, or you get to clear condition.
Ooh. I'm gonna. If I want to clear my guilty, I kind of want to know how Manny responds. I think is how that's going to.
Okay. Do you want to add a team to the pool then?
Yes.
Okay. So our team pool should be 2 because we reset it last time to 1. Yeah. So and then Manny I think is like, yeah, you're right. You're like, I'm sorry I haven't been a good friend. Blah, 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 blah. And he's like, you're right. You haven't been. But maybe that's because I wasn't being a good friend to you. Maybe I've been so focused on, and I think he like gets really big to catch something else, or like throw up his wings to do another like shield move.
Mhm.
To like shelter some people, like to like usher them along. Maybe I've been too focused on being scared of myself that I'm not letting other people in.
Oh,
So good.
yeah.
I'm changing so fast. I don't understand what's happening. I can't do it alone. I thought I could. But I need help. And he says like, and it's this huge bat demon looming over you,
Yeah.
looking so like a puppy that just got kicked.
Oh.
You know, like with the kind of drooping jaws and the sad eyes of like, I can't do this alone and I need your help. Like,
Sounds like you're sharing a vulnerability or weakness.
Hundo
Oh,
P.
you 100%.
Hundo
are.
P. Do you think I'm losing or gaining humanity?
Oh,
Say it.
no. Well, so I think
Say
the
it.
interesting thing is I think is the act of opening up you gaining humanity, right? Like I know I get because
yeah,
time,
right.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's like how I see you, but this doesn't feel because now the difference isn't like I'm the monster. It's more like I need help, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I
as a
can't
monster. I can't
be
do-
solo, right?
Like you're no longer like receding into the monster. It feels like you're finally like asking for help. You're looking for it. So I might say
This
you're
is the first time
gaining-
he's done that, yeah.
Yeah, I might
Yeah,
say you're
that's
gaining
great.
humanity.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Got it.
Sick.
You piece of
I
shit.
clear condition and I shift my mundane up and any other label down. I think I'm gonna clear hopeless.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's nice. Now you
So I'm
found
still
it.
angry and insecure, but I'm no longer feeling hopeless.
Yeah.
My mundane goes up. Anything else goes down. Maybe my freak goes down.
Yeah.
He's a monster, but he's like, but you're
Yeah.
not seeing him as a monster,
No.
Nobody's
I think-
recoiling. Yeah.
right?
yeah. Well,
Right,
can
because he
I-
sees that you're for the first time you're like not. Oh my god, what do I do here? Right.
Yeah. I think
I think
actually-
that's where he shrinks down as he like sees your response. Yeah.
So I think to mirror last issue where like we were kind of I think literally that's we were kind of having a very similar conversation but the conversation wasn't happening. We're finally
Right.
having it. I think Rodasi
Now we're
comes in-
finally having that. Yeah.
can I give you like a hug? Can I just like embrace
Yes.
you? And I wanted to know, do you want to be small when I hug you or do you want to be the monster when I hug you? Like,
Oh,
before-
it's gotta be big monster.
Yeah, so before you shrink, I like just kind of give you a big hug. I put my arms around you and I try and like get as much of you as I can.
Oh, so yeah, like there's that like he's looking down at you with the big monstrous eyes, kind of in parallel to you. Him looking up at you with your like super strength. They're like twin panels. You go like there's a pause where we kind of meet each other's eyes, and then Rodasi goes in to embrace giant bat Manny. As there's a birth around us, just like a ring of like debris and rubble that hasn't been touched.
Yeah.
Like everyone else around us is like paused, sort of like watching it happen.
Oh, it's so nice.
I think we get that as like a full page splash. Well,
Yeah, it's gotta be
like,
on
because it's a big
there.
moment. It's been building up to this, and then we cut to the next panel, and it's like it shows like that same panel but like small and through like a sort of windshield mirror, like the front window of a car, and this car like swerves, and then we cut back to like from outside of like all of y'all, and we see a pickup truck swerve around you and start tumbling over itself.
Well,
Oh no.
And then sort of as y'all like look at like this car wreck, we're gonna go back to the big fight.
okie dokie.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Like like a couple minutes have passed in this fight. Alex, Fliodhas, Tanvi, what have you been up to? Like, what's it look like when y'all like get to scrapping?
Alex Rue.
Like, what's your big like sort
No.
of panel of like you
Favorite
get this big
place.
spread and like y'all are the focus in this fight? Like, what are your
Yeah.
powers like at their like sort of most heroic look like fighting a big monster
I kind of
or
had.
a god? Depending, yeah.
I think I have a thought, which is that we see like a panel of Fliodhas like throwing a big punch at the monster, and then her arm just like disappears into like the big like fluffy featheriness of it, and like doesn't hit anything.
Mhm.
And so she like kind of is like staggering and like is like I can't like get to this with just my arm, right? So then she like turns around to Tanvi, you know, as it's just like moving on, not noticing her, and it's like, could you make me like a big rock spear or something? Can you shape? I don't know, that seems like that would be really cool, right? And like back in the background we see like the Sun Wukong first like swinging his staff and like, you know, hitting the thing with it. I just feel like I need a cool weapon.
As you say that, Bobby just like looks at you totally deadpan. Is like, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry. As like a rock spear is like slowly materializing on the side.
You're Full Metal Alchemisting it up.
You piece
I'm
of
so
shit.
sorry. I just can't shape weapons. I'm really bad at it. It's super weird.
That's
Like,
great.
And just like this massive like sword that fits your frame like gets put together, and like she's like adding embellishments because she's like, I mean, this has gotta be cool.
That's so great.
She's like every once in a while looking at your rival like show you.
Making it cooler and cooler. I don't think we've seen you do anything like that on camera before or on panel, so you could do an unleash your powers to see how it goes.
Yeah, you haven't like shaped stone in a much more
Yeah.
precise way.
Not in that.
Would it be? Because
I was
like,
gonna ask, is this something tough for you? Because I kind of like this. Like, no, I couldn't possibly. Like, this is very easy actually for you to do.
Oh, that's true.
I was
Like,
thinking
what
it
you
would
want
be
to
like,
accomplish.
you know,
Is it just a
depending
cool
on how
moment?
long it lasts and stuff. Because whether it's temporary would be interesting.
Because we've seen you do like big moves, but like sort of finesse with your powers.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Oh, that's
It's
true.
like-
and
but
like,
you destroy more than you create.
yeah.
that
And
is
that
a
was
good
like
point.
a whole thing with your.
If
your,
you want it
like,
to be just a cool
controller.
moment, we can have that. But like if you want it to be like a thing, you know. We can do
Yeah, I do like that because a lot of her stuff is about destruction and just breaking things, which doesn't need like an exact science or anything.
Right.
I do like that, and I also kind of like that she's like, yeah, I can do this, and it's actually like kind of shaky, like
It's a
You're
little
putting
tricky.
like a lot of work into it, right? You're like, okay, now I'm doing all the bas reliefs.
yeah, like you're seeing other like rock pieces kind of going in random directions. Like one almost hits a hero that's like trying to run past. Because I'm like, well, I can only focus on this, which means all my other power is just doing whatever near me.
Right.
Okay, where do I?
It's just plus freak.
Freak, got it.
You didn't even have like a little thought bubble that's like, why am I saying this? I've never done this before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we still get the interplay of like you're very.
Yeah, in my head, I'm just like, God, why would I say that to Fliodhas? I hope she believes me because I don't know what I'm doing. I've never made a spear before in my life.
Great.
I don't really know what a spear exactly looks like. Is it like this? Should it
Yeah, I
be
love-
longer?
It's like you've never considered it.
I love. You're like, maybe you're like, am I making a
It's just a
spear?
stick,
Is this a lance?
No,
is
this
this a
isn't a spear, it's just a
glaive?
stick.
Like,
Like,
what
what?
am I
It's
making?
It like
that- is
starts
that really
looking
what
like
it's
a
all about?
sword, and then she sees your confusion, and it like rapidly
It starts.
changes.
It changes between like 3 different weapons.
Yeah.
Nice.
One is
And I
like a
an
think-
mace.
axe,
Uh,
a giant battle axe, and mace.
It's
Right?
the
You're like,
easiest
no,
thing.
just kidding.
So you got a 9. I think. Can I use team to help boost that? I
Ooh.
feel like I
How-
want
what
to cheer
does
you
that
on
look
and
like?
give you a plus
Yeah, how do
1.
you help?
Yeah. So I think that as it's like morphing and changing, we get a couple of reaction shots of her being like, yeah, and then you're like, and then you're like, and then she's like, oh yes, no, this is great, this is perfect, okay, yeah, and then she like just starts like kind of like both talking about how great you're doing in a way that's like, oh yeah, and then like the vines, what if the vines went like that? You're sort of like doing a little like collaborative, like she's getting really
Yeah.
hyped about the sculpture you're doing.
There's a moment I almost wonder if like you're like the pottery classes that you've been hating.
Yes.
I was just about to fucking say. I
Yeah,
was
and she's
like,
like, oh,
like,
you gotta
wait a
bevel the
minute.
edges so that it's nice and
Yeah, you like come in and start like smoothing things out.
yes, that's so good. And like obviously it's rock, so I can't just smooth it with my fingers, but like it smooths anyway because you're
Yeah.
controlling it. Oh, that's so good.
They
Well,
say
there's
something
pottery.
about your pottery classes paying off. And
Yeah.
You're like, fucking classes.
Oh, having this moment in the background, Mr. Menace, a cyborg, reformed villain, has like his chest has popped open, exposed like these rocket launchers, and he's shooting rockets out of his fucking barrel chest.
Nice.
hell
Awesome.
yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
That's
so
got to be a Bronze Age hero, right?
He was like, he was a Bronze Age hero, and then he became a reformed. He was a Bronze Age villain, and then he became a reformed hero in like the 90s by a dude
Yeah.
who like likes the pockets and doesn't like.
They introduced him in the 80s, and they had a reboot in the 90s.
Yeah,
Right.
it was like a Suicide Squad type comic, and like, then he just became an anti-hero type thing.
Nice. Okay, so I think Fliodhas is holding up the well, now what does it look like? Do you have a finalized design in mind?
Whatever it is, it's probably perfectly sculpted for
Right.
Fliodhas, like she's meant to
Yeah.
have it, you know? Like
I
this
don't-
is her Excalibur in this moment.
Yeah, I think it's something that would match up well with you. I don't have a specific idea, but
gotta
I
look
do
up.
have an idea of how I hand it to you. So
Oh
once
yes, please.
you can go ahead and describe it, and then I'll.
Yeah, I think it's like because she has kind of like the Celtic theme, so I think it's like a leaf bladed sword where it's going like up and then out, and then it's just got that really nice like sinuous look to it, and it's got like a big like hefty handle on it where she could wield it with 1 or 2 hands, and there's all sorts of like beautiful vine pattern like animal faces and stuff like peeking out from the vines in between, going up the blade.
Yeah, and as she finishes it up, I think I look at you and I'm like, what are you waiting for? Get ready to jump. And then like as you
You're just gonna throw it?
Yeah, so that you catch it as you like jump into action.
That's awesome. Yeah. So we get she does a tiny little like tiny little voice bubble with the letters all like run together on this one word, which is like, this is the coolest thing I've ever done. Thank you. And then she just poof, jumps off, grabs the sword in midair, and then just like swings down at like the she's gonna try and like cut this thing's arm off, right? Like right at its shoulder joint to see how cool her cool new rock sword is.
It's
let's
like
ha-
William Wallace's Claymore, but like
Right.
covered in vines and made of stone.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good stuff. Yeah, because this it's like 6 feet long and like a foot wide
Yeah.
at the widest part, right? It's
Mhm.
big Monster Hunter scale weapon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Directly engage a threat. Close.
All right, let's go. Do
Roll plus danger.
ha.
You got danger.
I got. Oh my god. I
Oh,
roll a 1 and a
snap.
2, so
Oh
with my
my
+3,
God.
that is a 6.
Okay.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna put it out there for Tanvi that there is one team left in the pool. If you
There's
can
one
find a
team
way to
left.
assist.
Yeah.
One team
Split
left
up.
in the pool, and
Yeah.
Flows is holding a rock spear sword.
Yeah, I will definitely use that to bump that up to a 7.
Nice.
Yeah, you said you were trying to like chop its arm off or just like kind
Yeah,
of get at
yeah.
the thing. What do I do to help? I'm trying to think if I would like help guide it, like guide the spear a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You could like point out a weak spot.
Oh. Yeah, I think I like
Or a bee and puppy cat use the sword as a sword.
I like the idea that she kind of points at a good spot to hit it. Like I think I've been watching like the other heroes kind of go, and I'm like, I know that this area they've just been going at it for a while. And you should be the one
Nice.
to get the final blow.
Right,
Awesome.
you're a villain, right? You're used to kind of exploiting people's weaknesses.
That's cool.
So you see, like, maybe the panel is like you assessing the fight and seeing, like, oh, the heroes are just hitting this thing in its, like, torso, like, upper torso region. There's this whole, like, soft underbelly. Why is nobody hitting that?
That's great. All right, so yeah, I think then I just like, you know, pull my sword back from like hitting when I land, and then just like land on its shoulder, and then sort of like jump down to that spot and slash it there instead.
Oh, do you, like, jump, dig it in, and then slide down?
Yeah, it's
Like
like
dragon.
Like a swashbuckler? Yeah.
like, and it's not like eviscerating this thing. Obviously, it's got armor, right? But you see like sparks are coming up and like
You're
feathers
grinding
are
off of
lighting
its
on
scales.
fire and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. So what am I gonna pick from the list?
Yeah, you each inflict a condition on each other, and you get one option from the list.
I am happy to trade blows because that sounds awesome. I'm gonna impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition because that sounds fun to me.
That also sounds really fucking cool.
They. Let's see what conditions here. What conditions do you have?
I have no conditions marked.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. I just healed my last one as a result of feeling better from that roll earlier.
Oh, speaking of which, am I able to heal my? What is it? Let me see.
So-
Insecure. Got it.
So you trade blows,
Mm-hmm.
and you're looking at this impress, surprise, fright. So what happens is you give like this huge gash down the side, and I think its arm is like hanging off, like by a real small piece of flesh. Like we see like this gory, gritty insides, like bleeding flesh and stuff like that, and it's like oozing, and we see that like all of the blood that's coming out, like it starts to steam in this very stereotypical, like this is signaling it's got like acid type blood or something like
Acidy blood.
that, and like sort of gets on you and like starts steaming off of yourself,
Nice.
and they're going to try, and what they want is shoot, I just had it in my head. They're going to inflict angry on you as like they sort of swing out, like they like start like thrashing, and like a lot of like this blood starts going in like an arc as it swings, and it starts hitting some of the other heroes, especially some of the young like academy kids, like not like a lot of the heroes, they're like flying and stuff, and then starts hitting like endangering some civilians that like were not able to get out of the buildings, but the academy
Nice.
kids
Because
are
it's
trying
just
to help out.
thrashing around.
Yeah.
That's great.
Then
Yeah, I'm like holding the stone sword up, you know, to try and help block it as the acid's like splashing off. and I sort of look over at Tanvi, and I'm like gesturing to like have you get some walls up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she'll do that.
Tavi, you were saying something about your insecure condition.
Oh yeah, I was wondering if the I would be able to clear it if rushing into this would be considered a foolhardy action.
I don't think so, because you have to do it without talking to the team,
Okay.
Too good
and the
at
two of you
communicating.
went off together.
That's right.
I was
I
like, we're gonna
100%
do that.
talk to everyone about
Yeah.
Like
this.
you kind of started, right? Like you said, right at the
Yeah.
beginning, where it's like you kind of started, but then you stopped and turned around and then like
Okay.
talked about with us. Yeah,
Cool. That's what I wanted
almost.
to- Good to know.
And then the villain takes a condition and makes a move.
Yeah, I
Based on the condition it's in.
Oh, I thought
It's-
that was what the acid splash was.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that was the
hopeless,
thing, yeah.
And then like it's trying to burn the world around.
Oh, right, because it's like destroying the
Yeah.
city.
It's thrashing out like sort of.
That's cool.
Yeah, sick.
And Sun Wukong like sort of does like his very legendary, mythical, like sort of renowned power of like making like multiples of himself
Yeah.
and sort of like trying to doing like sort of shielding a lot of the innocence around, like, but in a very like, hey, recognize me, like, and like I'm doing all this good. And like we see him like sort of what's it called? Like he clowns for a camera that we see, and we see Natsuko Naranga like sort of in the rubble, putting herself in danger, like sort of getting in the way of other heroes, like filming, and obviously fanatically in love with these heroes.
Nice.
Hates y'all, loves these heroes.
God damn it.
Loves Sun Wukong, loves Orbital, loves Dr. Jettison. Tanvi, what are you doing to help? What are you doing in this moment? This fight doesn't look like as Fliodhas is directly attacking monster. There's a lot of destruction happening.
You mentioned earlier that the kaiju does like a big scream that kind of blew Orbital away, right?
Yep.
Whenever it gears up to do another one of those, I think Tanvi is gonna try to do like a big giant version of those like echo walls that she's been doing, and try to get it to get like the sound to bounce back at itself, so that it like fucks him up instead.
Nice.
Can I pitch an idea to you?
Yeah.
You take stone from like you like rip up the sidewalk, and you make a muzzle.
Ooh.
You like clamp it around its mouth.
So it
That's
just,
really
like,
cool.
hits itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you trying to get it to hit itself or to not scream?
Oh. Mm. I think if in that like small space that would work for it to hit itself, I'll
Echoing
do-
around inside its
Like it
head.
creates
Yeah.
a little echo chamber.
like maybe just like not just the muzzle, but maybe like kind of get as much of its head in that as possible.
You know, try and like make a bubble around its head
Yeah.
of stone
Right.
so that it like echoes.
That's cool.
Oh, it looks like what you did to Manny in a previous issue. The
Oh.
like thing that he could never forgive you, where you like
Yeah.
wrapped
Yeah.
him in a stone ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. She does it.
I
around
mean, the
this.
sheer size of this also seems
It's
like...
huge.
Yeah. I think this could be. I don't know. Would this be unleash your powers or would it be
That's 100% unleashing.
unleash?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you
you're
have to
doing it as
extend
skill,
your
yeah.
powers way more than you've ever had.
Yeah. Oh, whoops.
In a like high intense situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Good luck.
Alright. Let's see how this goes.
Ooh.
Okay, just skated by, which is good because we have no more team.
Oof.
Very good.
Well, and that would only bring you up to an 8 too.
Oh yeah.
So you do it, you either take a condition, or you don't take the condition, and Kevin tells you how it's unstable or temporary.
I think how it's unstable or temporary, especially because I don't know that hopeless really makes sense here as a condition to take.
Is that the last one you have?
Yeah.
Oh
snap.
boy.
Good
luck.
Yeah, huh?
That would be
Okay,
bad,
good to know.
Messed up as I'm fighting. It's like angry tears.
It explains a lot about what you've been doing this session.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Rue, that if you do, what is it, small acts of delinquency, then you get to
Oh,
play
yeah.
conditions.
Right.
Steal a candy bar while we're doing the fight.
Just
Yeah.
knock over a pedestrian as they're like
Oh my
trip them.
Oh, more likely, like in a twist of irony, like you're spray painting like so and so sucks on the side of a building later on.
Tanvi wouldn't do that because that would just be making more work for the community service team.
Right.
That's what she said. So, unfortunately, you're stuck with that condition.
So it's
So-
temporary or unstable.
You lock its face in the helmet, like just like the meme character from Oldest Ring that everybody plays like in
Yes.
this universe.
The pothead.
Yes, and like it like sort of doesn't mean to scream like it was, and like sort of the scream like sort of becomes like from an attack or like an expression of anger, like frustration, whatever. It becomes like an expression like a scream of fear and anger as it's like being trapped and like sort of feeling claustrophobic, and it screams and like it does hurt itself, and like you see like sort of like the like sort of this cell you've made like sort of explodes off of it, and like you see like it has hurt itself and like sort of is like sort of bleeding like this acidic blood from its face parts, not to get too graphic. And then all of these pieces of rock, they start like pelting the other heroes and the other kids in the area as like,
Wow.
oh well shit,
I mean,
You
that
expect-
figures.
yeah. Orbital like gets knocked. Orbital like just getting up, recovering from out of the building, starts flying up, and gets smacked with another one of these fucking. Dr.
I
Jettison
know.
gets a fucking hit and he's gone. Fucking flies back towards the museum probably.
Yeah, these are big list heroes too, right?
Yeah.
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 Nice.
Like the current orbital is no slouch.
Yeah.
You see a young man like sort of kind of just steps like 2 steps to the right, and like one of those pieces of rock lands right where he was stepping, and he's like sort of he's very much like doing what Manny and Rodasi are doing, but in a much more high intense situation, like directing people and like directing heroes and like other teammates. He's dressed in that sort of Ellis Academy Institute uniform, and in that sort of pink and teal, pink and teal sort of colors, and he's directing them. A young Asian man, you've seen him on the news before. This is Jun Ichul, and he is the successor to the orbital title.
Oh,
right,
Yeah.
We
This
get that
kid.
little editor note, and like his power, it's a much more clever name, but like the power is basically he always knows what the right thing to do is. He doesn't have like, he may not have the capability to do it, but he knows what it is, just instinctually.
Ooh.
That's
okay.
cool.
It's like perfect tactical acumen.
Yeah, like somewhere between instincts and like just being able to predict things and like tactics and all that kind of like a blend of all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
No like physical prowess beyond like normal human, like teenager means, but has good guts. Yeah, that's like the
Yeah.
powers. He's got good guts,
He's got good guts.
and he's like shouting at Fliodhas and Tanvi, like more specifically, like he like sort of been giving instructions to everybody or like advice. He's like, we need to work together. Like you need to we need to huddle up, and he's like trying to call you over.
His
And he,
name was like
sort of-
Game Plan or something.
Oh yeah, that's probably good. Yeah.
All right, I will go over.
Yeah, that'd be like rumbly, but go over too.
And y'all like sort of
You're
crouch.
dodging acid pools and stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
y'all crouch and Sun Wukong like lands like next to you and like sort of and like a couple other the Ellis Academy kids, and you're all like sort of huddled behind a truck, and then we cut back to the truck outside the museum that's on its side smoking. Man, I assume Manny and Rodasi approached this truck that is turned over.
Yeah, I think as
Yeah.
it like
Yeah.
exploded, like Manny at least would rush over.
As
Yeah,
safe
we
assumption you would decide to help these people.
Yes.
Right. Now that we've just had our like come to Jesus moment, we're like,
You don't just leave them to die.
heroes, we can do that.
We can
Right.
do this.
That's easier than sharing feelings.
We did that. We checkbox feelings shared. Let's go back to action.
Right.
I think it's most dramatic for Manny. Like Manny's like you're big and strong. Like you get up there, like we see Manny like probably open the doors, either rip them off or open them, like however. And like you're helping people out of the car, and sort of as you reach in, you like sort of we see you grab a hand, and like sort of it's a hand that has like black painted fingernails, and like a couple like rubber bracelets, and you lift out. You pull Leela out of this car,
Oh.
Oh.
and she is like in a daze. She is kind of like thrown off.
Right.
Rodasi.
And, like for a moment, his face changes from the giant monster face to the Manny face on the giant monster body.
Oh.
He's like, Leela?
And like she like sort of like eyes like flutter. She like she tries to like sort of come to like some sort of like cohesion, but like it just kind of like head rolls back in unconsciousness.
Yeah, he scoops her out, goes back, is like kind of like standing over, like carrying her in his arms. Like again, the
Yeah.
Frazetta inspiration is there. Like
Yeah.
she's like draped in his arms.
Rosie is
We have
absolutely-
to get her out of here.
Okay. All right. Okay. There's some paramedics that I think are around the block, right? That's where we've been sending people.
One more thing,
yeah.
Rodasi, you would know like from like the side it's on. She was like in the passenger, so she was not the driver. You probably
Oh,
reach in
okay.
for a driver.
Yeah. I think like I think maybe like we can keep kind of what's happening. But
Yeah.
see is all like
As you're like talking and
he's-
narrating.
He's running.
Right.
Yeah, like it's like we got to figure out who else is in there. Like it's like I understand Manny. Like there's a paramedic, and I think I opened the. I maybe like kind of gently kind of shift the car door in a way where I can get into it.
With your gravity minute.
Yeah. Keeping.
And this like middle-aged man with like sort of like blonde going into gray hair, like a kind of medium length beard, like well trimmed and groomed, in a white polo shirt and like blue jeans, comes like sort of stumbling out and like sort of puts a hand on your shoulder,
Yeah.
and like sort of is clearly dazed but not like can stand on their 2 feet a little bit with like some support.
Uh-huh.
And we get from here, and like sort of as they stand up, you see like you just bead in on this little red button that they have on their like little
Ooh,
lapel
yeah.
of their polo shirt.
I absolutely see it. Okay.
Odyssey, what are you waiting for?
Um. Damn.
Is everyone out?
I checked the car.
They start to like stumble, like under. They can't like maintain their own weight. Do you help? Do you stop them from falling, or do you let them fall? Like, in
I
like,
help
like as
them.
yeah. You
I
don't
think-
let them fall.
I don't let them fall. I think I help them.
Yeah.
I think I like ask them. I say like, I go, where does it hurt? Let me know where it hurts. Like I'm like kind of feeling at the leg, like not really touching the leg, but I'm like gesturing towards their leg. I can alleviate some of the weight. Let me know.
And he like sort of like pushes off of you and like is waving like get off me. Where is she? Where's my daughter?
I'm like, she's safe, sir. She's safe. Over, like I point towards Manny. My friend
Yeah,
pointing
who
to-
is like
yes, exactly.
framed behind with like flames is like this giant bat demon holding her.
Oh my god. Yeah,
And
it's
I think like we don't get his reaction, but we get like this big panel of you pointing. So like we get like this very Renaissance painting, like sort of composition of you pointing at Manny holding this limp, like young teen woman and this man like sort of fumbling and like sort of this recognition
Yeah.
of like, shit, there's a person I have a prejudice against holding a family member of mine, and that is like the last page of the issue.
Ooh.
That is where we end
Yeah.
off.
Cool.
That's a good cliffhanger.
Jesus.
Is he, when we're getting a better look at his face, the same guy that Manny fought who was wearing the armor, or is this a different guy?
This is a
new
different guy.
Okay.
This is a different. Okay.
I thought so, but I figured I'd check.
Worth a check.
That is issue 14 or 15, depending on who you ask,
Yeah.
of Varsity Hues.
If you ask the
from
band
All My
Chicago,
Friends.
it's both.
Green-Eyed Monster. Thank you so much for joining us. Like, now we get to do the fun part of the game where we also engage in more mechanics as I try to save this fumbled segue, where we get to do the end of session move.
That's what you're looking
Nailed
for.
it.
Yeah.
We did the
Flawless.
usual little chibi heads of all of our little teen friends,
I love them.
of Fliodhas, of Manny, Rodasi and Tanvi, as we get to ask them how they feel about what happened this session. Let's scroll down.
I have my answer actually because I think it makes sense.
Damn, that sucks. It's not your turn.
We all have to yield so that it becomes Viditya's turn.
That's-
Right.
I yield my
Everyone
turn.
passes.
I yield my.
If you insist. Rodasi?
I think Rodasi is going to grow closer to the team. I feel. I mean, the moment with Manny was really important, but then also, I don't know. It makes sense to me, even though I wasn't like I'm a leader and all that stuff. But it's like I trust Fliodhas and Tanvi. Like I'm like, you two are fucking badasses and you can do it. I need to be here for Manny. I also need to, like not escalate things. So this is very much her thinking about the team. Like this issue was her acting for the team's sake and stuff like that. It is how I see it. Explain who made you feel welcome. I think it's Manny is definitely the person where it's like we really came together and Manny helped not only our relationship but also like herself and kind of what she wants to be and what she needs to be for everyone. So that's where it is. I give influence to me.
Okay.
And clear a condition for mark potential. I think I'm going to mark potential. That's my 5th potential. Finally.
Ho 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 ho.
Hey.
Since there is no order to the things anymore, nothing matters. It's all chaos and anarchy. Who would like to go next?
I'll chain off of that and say that I also grew closer to the team. Manny felt welcomed by Rodasi. Surprise, surprise. Because you literally did that. We had that literal conversation. So, yeah. But it's basically a mirror of, like, I've been inside my own head for the last, like, 2 issues. I'm finally opening up about my feelings and, like, how I feel. I need to be a part of this team. Like, you knew me. We have this history, right? It all chains together.
Yeah.
So Rodasi already has influence, so you get to shift my labels.
Oh, fun. Can you tell me where? Well,
I don't. think
You're
that
not
should
gonna make
matter.
me
You
break.
wouldn't know.
okay, that's what I was just curious about.
Yeah.
I kind of like what we were going with before, with maybe like your mundane goes up, or like your freak would probably go down. And either your mundane or maybe I think maybe your savior, but
Savior might. Yeah.
might be the way to go. Yeah, because I can see like, yeah, it's not necessarily like you're a boy. It's more like you can be something bigger. Kind of.
Yeah.
You could be a man.
You can be a man.
Be a bat boy.
And it really kind of mirrors like all the kind of hero symbolism is kind of going around a lot.
Yeah, perfect. So my freak goes down and my savior goes up.
Mhm.
And I mark potential. I'm going to leave my conditions where they are.
Tanvi, Fliodhas, you want a Rochambeau or?
I think that I grew closer to the team because of Tanvi.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I will
With Tanvi
give
having
you
influence.
influence, and I'll mark potential.
Sweet. Tanvi?
And do we do the double influence thing in that case too, or not? Which we already had it.
Tanvi, do you have influence over Fliodhas?
I think so. Wait.
Should be in the bottom left.
There we go. Yeah, I do.
Aha,
So you
can
get to shift
my
Fliodhas'
labels.
labels.
Ooh.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh.
Based on your dynamic, how do you think you're changing Fliodhas' perspective of herself?
Oh.
Like, what are you encouraging her towards, basically?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel
You wanna
like
talk it out, we can help you with
Savior up feels right. Just because
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, be that
Doing
hero.
heroing.
Yeah.
Is it be that hero or, like, yeah, hit them in the face?
Ooh.
Because, like, Savior is like, I'm the hero, but I'm gonna protect people. I'm gonna, like, do the right thing.
Sure, you did give me a sword instead of a shield.
That's
Right.
true.
Danger is like, yeah, go in there and hit people in the face. Hell yeah.
You also tried to make them better than Sun Wukong by giving them that spear. Like you gave
Oh.
like sort of
Which is
So
a
it could
little
be-
superior.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the idea of superior because I
Yeah,
was
'cause-
imagining it being like
Yeah.
you need to show off.
You're the
you're
best
that,
person
like-
in the room here. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
encouraging like being above the rules and like kind of
Yeah. That's great.
And it was us like coordinating a plan together, which was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, what should I put down?
Uh,
like mundane.
mundane, I think. Yeah, I can't really.
Well,
You're a hero, not a.
that doesn't
weirdo
go
annoying.
down any
Yeah.
farther. So
Oh.
Oh no.
If you were mundane, you'd be back at the museum cleaning up and directing traffic.
exactly.
You're a
Right.
fucking loser.
Okay, cool. So I'll deal with the mechanical repercussions of that.
Yeah,
on
you
my
take a
own time.
condition instead of
Yeah.
shifting anything.
Whoops.
No worries. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
That is how I think
That's
that-
masks, baby.
That is how I procured a lot of my conditions.
Yeah.
You good?
Alright,
Thunder?
yeah, I think it also makes sense that I grew closer to the team. I think more than I don't know that well, I guess it could be grow into an image of myself.
Yeah.
Right, because someone has to have like welcomed you in, or you feel connected to someone.
Yeah.
And like growing into your image of yourself isn't necessarily bad.
Right.
Yeah.
As like we've kind of cast it up to this point. Like it could be
That's
just like, no, like I don't need to listen to fucking adults and stuff.
Right,
Like
this is who I
obviously,
am.
Those people were in danger. Like I
Yeah.
decided I needed to help.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking is the conversation with Koa that she was like, no, this is what my definition of being a hero is.
Yeah, living up to your own ideals is definitely
Yeah,
growing
that was
into your
Yeah, that's totally growing into yourself.
shift your own labels.
Oh, one goes down.
Superior up, probably.
Oh yeah, because
Feels like based on the session to me.
yeah, 'cause
Suggestion.
I'm saying that. Like, I think that makes more sense than savior because I'm like that. I know what's best for us, and it's to be
Yeah.
over there.
Mhm.
And then I think mundane down for me also makes sense.
Yeah, you're not a normal kid. You're a superhero.
Yeah.
I could be doing something I won't be doing. Very savior mundane. Savior mundane. All right. So everybody wraps up with their
That's
initials
it.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Alternate covers.
Kevin, you never actually said what the actual cover for this episode was, I don't think.
Oh,
We'll start with that.
Because it was secretly on the back cover. This is a reverse, special reverse
Yeah.
printing.
It's like a
gonna be a
you get the
collector's
title
item.
screen at the end of the movie
Yeah.
in comic format. It's real bold choice. Really hard to spot the title on the shelf. You know? What was the? God, I didn't even have an idea for an ultimate. Now I have to come up with.
It could just be the cover could just be us fighting the
big monster.
kaiju.
Monster. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's y'all if y'all had gone and like none of the other heroes had showed up, like y'all going up against the monster, what that would look like on like probably what that splash was of Fliodhas and Tanvi like going into action, sort of in the spread. It's like instead of Rodasi's older sister as Orbital, it's Rodasi as Orbital
Yeah.
in that same spot.
Yeah.
Manny, where Mr. Menace was on the ground, like being all big, and then Tanvi and Alex, or Tanvi and Fliodhas. Alex
Nice.
just has Alex on Zoom. So
I didn't change it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Doing it now.
Alex
I know
is
your character
also
name,
there.
but I just look there instantly. Thank you. Sort of there, and like that's like the splash cover. Like, what if they had all gone as a team and
Yeah.
sort of defied Mr. Ko's orders? And then the alternate cover is like a little like meet cute like rom-com cute thing between Mr. Koa and TV Kid.
Oh, that's sweet.
TV Kid like shooting finger guns and like there's like little hearts like there.
Nice.
Mr. Koa like sort of bunging up in like a blushy shrug heart shaped jellyfish type thing.
Oh, that's great.
Probably done by like Scotty.
Okay, I got one.
Yeah.
So I think it's the side of the museum with the graffiti on it, but the graffiti is like a graffiti drawing of the cool monster. And it's got like its green eye lasers are going out, and then there's like the drips dripping down from each of them.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, it's got a cool style.
I needed a graffiti style alt cover. I want my alt cover is like this real kind of. I think I almost want it to be almost like a Mike Mignola, like heavy shadow, like heavy black shadows, but really like bright colors. Dramatic pose of Fliodhas with like the stone spear like dripping with the acid blood and like the smoke coming out of it. And stuff like that. Like it's just like this real cool kind of superhero-y pose.
I think it is a Mignola.
It's like absolutely.
We got Mignola to draw
do it.
Fliodhas.
That'd be really good. Because I
Nice.
imagine there's all the great like sharp angles and like
The
I
intense
love the way-
chiaroscuro, right?
I love the way he draws steam. Like that's very specifically. It's
Yeah.
like, awesome thing.
It's
So,
like the blood acid. Like,
yeah, is like kind of coming up. So yeah, that's we got a Manila cover.
I
That's
want
so good.
Tanvi to be on that one too, with like her eyes glowing and like her hand held up like with the sword and stuff.
Ooh yeah.
That was
Yeah,
your
there's
cool,
like
that was your cool thing too. Yeah.
Kind of like forming it, like almost like kind of coming out from the shadows. Yeah.
we have an idea for another alt cover.
Yeah, I think mine is like a Liechtenstein print. You know, talking like the classic pop art based on comic art, right? So it's like it's a layered reference.
Right.
But it looks like one of those like older comic covers, like the drama comics. That's like the girl on the phone crying like he doesn't know that like why doesn't he know that I love him? So I think it's Manny in monster pose, like at the end of the comic, but it's done with like the little dots for colors and everything, in the kind of like 50s DC comic style. and there's kind of like a generic looking white dude with a red button on his blazer, kind of like looking up at him on the side out of the wreckage of this burning car, with a
Nice.
giant thought bubble that's like, "What a goodness gracious! My daughter is in the hands of that monster."
100%.
That's
So
awesome.
good.
Oh, that's so good.
He saved her life, but he's a freak.
It's really good.
Ru-
I have thought now. I do not have another cover.
I think instead of another alternate cover, we get like a cut page, like a page that was like sketched out and thumbnailed, but not actually brought to ink and color. And it's Division, sort of in his little beater car in the traffic that's leading up to Manny and Rodasi at the museum. And Division just having an argument with themselves, like, "What the hell? I told you we should have took PCH and not jumped on the 55. What the hell?"
Oh yeah, like they do this at some comics, like it's a sketchbook.
Yeah.
Like someone's workshopped Division sketches.
Mhm.
That's really cute. I need to call him this next issue.
And not just invite him to bingo into a traumatic experience.
Invite him
Gotta
to
make
his
it up to Sean.
abusers home.
Yeah. I gotta make it up to him too. Is really what it is. I'm like, ooh, shit.
Well, folks, that's the end of our issue. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back maybe next week, maybe the week after. We'll see. We'll let you know. Join us next time for more Varsity Hues. And are we? Looks like we're gonna raid Intelligame, who is probably playing a game.
Yeah, we're
Intelligent.
gonna go say hello to Intelligame, which is a channel run by a friend of the show, Wallstormer, Josh Boykin, fabulous streamer who talks about games and culture and the intersection between the two of them. How games inform the world around us and vice versa. Was streaming some stuff about the Playdate, the new console. So might go over and say hi and see what's going on over there.
Before that, Viditya, who's your favorite X-Man?
So I would have accepted
Is it
two
more?
answers. It's
Is
not
it
more.
more? Is it
I would have
more, or
accepted
is it
two different answers. As a kid, my favorite X-Men still is technically. I really liked Gambit as a kid. And so he's just got a soft spot, even though the more I learn about him, the more I fucking hate him. But I love him so much. And then Kitty Pryde. I really like Kitty Pryde.
Shadowcat.
And I love Shadowcat, and I love that she then became the new Star-Lord for a little bit, because I actually really enjoy comic Star-Lord. So it's like a fun little thing. I love Kitty Pryde. So those Nightcrawler, close third, but not my favorite. Those two kind of beat him out.
Well, folks, I hope you're as disappointed as I am. See you next time.
What do you want from me?
I also liked Gambit as a kid.
You also, yeah. No fucking way you didn't like Gambit as
Just
a
the
kid.
flip over his cool
He
metal
throws
pole
cards.
and
Yeah,
thing.
those cards.
Yeah.
Kitty Pryde really is the MVP, bro.
Technically,
Give
I
me
didn't
Colossus
get
Grey
my
Cup.
favorite X-Men either.
Okay, what
I
was
just
yours?
said a random one.
Oh, you did say you just like Bobby Iceman.
I just said it because y'all were saying it. I did not know that there was an X-Men named Iceman.
Oh my god.
Wait, you were Joe? You were just lying to us?
We were talking about Iceman for the last name.
Yeah, you know,
Oh.
from Top Gun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna make that fucking joke. Shit.
Alright,
I was gonna
who's
say
your-
her real
Y'all
favorite's
pivoted.
Maverick.
Who's your favorite X-Men?
Is he real one? Yeah.
Yeah, Goose, my favorite X-Man.
Rue,
Too close to
Obviously.
missiles, I'm switching to guns.
obviously, Rue's favorite X-Man is Libra. I don't know.
Oh my
I-
god.
This is the most
Hate
inside
you.
of jokes.
Most insensitive. Who's your favorite X-Men? I'm now curious. People need to know.
All this teasing. I should be like, next episode, I'll tell you. No, I'll tell you now because I was not super into X-Men, so it's I had a major favorite.
Rogue.
Jubilee is probably the one that was just most recognizable to me at the time. I liked Storm also.
It's so good.
We do love Storm.
Can I change mine to Storm?
Yes.
I've never actually read anything with Mohawk Storm, but it's just such a cool look. She looks so cool.
That's a pretty good run.
I don't think I've read any Mohawk Storm yet, but like, yeah, iconic look.
Alright.
Jamison's meats.
Eat.
The more you eat, the more you're sweet.
The more you eat, the more you're sweet. That's right. That's it. Well, on that, Josh is actually offline, so we're just gonna head out.
We're just
We
gonna-
may or may not see you next week.
Bye.
We'll let you know. And stay tuned. Follow us if you're not already following.
Tune in next time to see what happens next with the big green-eyed monster and the big red ball monster.
Racist. Not racist. Prejudice. Bigot.